Nobody could have foreseen the next course of events. When the neo-soul legend, the Soulchild of Musiq, stepped onto the stage holding mic, he muttered, "This one's for the ones who feel everything too deeply." After a moment of silence, he began to sing. It wasn't just any music, though. When it was first released, millions of people were shocked by Kendrick Lamar's most devastating verse. With a sad voice, eerie synths, and unadulterated soul, it has been recreated. Even the celebrities in the audience were clearly visible when the band stopped performing, shook. While some sat in wonder, others stood. "I never thought I'd hear Kendrick like this," one spectator commented. "He sang more than simply this song. He cared about us all." Someone else wrote, "I'm trembling." There was no cover here. There was a breakdown, a prayer, and a confession. Then came the final note, which was so shocking on social media because it wasn't Kendrick's last words. It was a message, a caution, and a reality we weren't prepared for. What did Musiq say that caused everyone in the room to gasp? You must hear this even though you're not ready. Let's begin. Soulchild has been a silent influence in R&B for many years. A guy of melody, heartache, recovery, and unadulterated passion. His voice has always been silky, cracked in the proper places, and infused with the weight of life. He has never pursued viral fame, speaking on behalf of people who were unable to express their suffering. As he just fans anticipated nostalgic hits when he revealed that he will be doing a one-night set in Los Angeles. Perhaps a few shocks. But nobody expected this because the atmosphere changed when he stepped onto the stage and said that he would be doing an homage. Rapper Kendrick Lamar is more than just that. He is truth in motion, a poet and a protester. And until it actually happened, no one could have predicted how that would feel. Let's take a week's break. Rumors circulated that Musiq had been spotted at a studio in Inglewood, featuring an analog engineer from the past and a jazz trio. Insiders said he was taping something incredibly personal, emotional, and potentially controversial, but no one knew why. Then, some of the verses weren't just verses, according to an enigmatic post on Musiq's Instagram. Some of us shared the same address, and they were letters. It was thought to be about love trauma by fans. It's the flyer with the black square? No. Images and white writing was released after Kendrick's passing. This was a funeral for everything we buried in order to continue, as one blogger described it. And from the first note, Musiq didn't just sing Kendrick's lyrics. He slowed them down, inhaled them, and transformed punchlines into anguish, hooks into whispers, and verses into screams. He started with a simplified version of You. It wasn't just the tune, though, it was the manner in which he presented it. The audience thought he was talking to someone who genuinely loved them when he sang to an empty chair. It was a moment of culture. Everything changed when the second song started playing. The silence in the room seemed almost hallowed. With just one spotlight shining on it, the child's spirit and music stood still. Then, unexpectedly, he started, singing the first few bars of Kendrick's Mother, I'm Sober. He didn't only hide it, though. He changed it. There was only a gentle piano with weak strings, no beat or percussion. And he spoke in a forceful yet brittle voice. I wished I were someone, anybody, when he got to the line. However, his voice broke in a way that didn't seem prepared, causing some in the front row to gasp and others to wipe away their tears. This was no longer a cover. It was an admission. The woman shouted, "We sense your music." However, what followed truly took everyone by surprise. He recited this verse into the microphone after pausing, looking down, and taking a deep breath. Kendrick's tale is not the only one here. A few of us also went through it, but we kept it to ourselves. The Velvet Room was filled with gasps when they learned that Kendrick wasn't merely interpreting him through music. He was exposing his own truth with it, too. He continued by singing, I know the secrets every other man in the room doesn't tell. And everyone in the crowd halted, staring at each other in amazement and bewilderment. Was Musiq making a confession? Was this a confession? A man shouted from the rear. A short video montage began to play behind the music as the lights went down and the stage crew took over for the following act. It included unreleased music videos as well as old Kendrick interview snippets. A private video of him talking straight to the camera in a studio. For too long, I suppressed my anguish while I watched people around me weep. Now though, it's time for everyone to gasp at once. Is this authentic? The music went on when someone else muttered that he was crying at the moment. The anxiety only grew as the evening wore on, and when it seemed like there was no way things could be any more intense, Kendrick, within hours of the performance, he replied, "Musiq, no one was ready for what was going to happen at 3:42 a.m. But Soulchild's Kendrick cover of Pain Unplugged was popular. Kendrick just gave Musiq legitimacy. A more significant event is taking place. Are they both survivors of an unknown event? No, this simply became a movement in a matter of minutes. Erykah Badu, who uploaded the performance and said that wasn't a cover, was among the celebrities who started to comment. It was church. That was therapeutic. Salute. Truth is layered. Was the account's lone, terrifying message. Don't always rhyme with pain. He told the truth. 14 words? At all costs, music needs to be protected. Janelle Monáe tweeted, "That man let us into his soul tonight. Even though I've seen a lot of performances, I've never witnessed a man so strongly relate to a Kendrick verse. What on earth did we just see?" Next, the internet found something even more ridiculous. Questlove was deleted. A live Instagram reaction video? His label silenced him when he attempted to use music to convey his experiences, stating, "No one wants to hear a man sing about this kind of pain." This tweet from a record label executive emerged in 2010 and is screenshotted and captioned, "He disproved them tonight." The second twist was that the media allegedly leaked a private message that was allegedly from the music manager. Musiq didn't even practice it before we found out with the audience that the venue didn't like that song, so he added it to the set list at the last minute. In addition, we're still in shock that no one expected him to do it and that he didn't even practice it. The venue clarified in a statement that we didn't know about Soulchild's alteration to the set list. Although we value artistic independence, we were unprepared for the consequences of safety and emotional intensity. Following, the concert audience support staff were dispatched to help anyone in need, emotionally affected. Several attendees attested to the fact that they were implying that supporters were so emotionally impacted that medical assistance was required. What he was attempting to express, what he went through, and whether it went beyond music, were all encapsulated in this tweet. Musk lost his Soulchild, as if the situation couldn't get much more dramatic. His Instagram disappeared. Even his crew commented, "Please give Musiq the space he needs right now," in response to his quiet Twitter. "I appreciate your affection. I couldn't stop crying, and the man behind me was breathing too much." Breakthrough. Twitter threads were filled with wild assumptions regarding the Soulchild's performance of Kendrick's lyrics. Other theories told a different tale. Was this his silent plea for assistance? Or was this his long-kept secret that explains why he disappeared from the public view in the 2010s? Then came the divergent viewpoints. Some fans thought it was excessive that he needed counseling, that he needed a microphone that wasn't used for venting his trauma, that he wasn't performing, and that it seemed exploitative NGL. Others gave a forceful clapback, stating, "No, you simply aren't accustomed to males showing genuine grief. But when black males do open up, let's not keep quiet. You guys are out here policing Key's soul, which he gave us." After that, more painters dove into the snow. Algro posted, "I've been listening to that clip all day, and I'm still crying. Musiq, what you performed last night was essential, innovative, and wonderful, brother." Remark on Twitter. Commented on Twitter. Even Kendrick's crew changed their bio to simply Resonance and nodded in silence. But hold off till the next viral event. Sometimes I sing about stuff that hurts too much to talk about, was a subtle statement made in old 2009 interview footage. You will know me better than anyone else if you pay close attention. Bro, theirs went live on Instagram and they started crying again and stood up saying everything that we are not permitted to say as men. According to one author, I've spent the last 5 years dissecting Soulchild's whole discography. This was the culmination of everything he had ever written, and now people were exploring in-depth Reddit music breakdowns on YouTube and TikTok. Timelines that linked earlier lyrics to this particular moment. The performance rating for the video was 2. The beginning of a movement is indicated by 7 million views in 12 hours. Let Men Sing people began expressing their personal stories of heartbreaks, losses, and poems using the Musiq's performance as a trigger. Major streaming platforms modified their front pages as a result of the pressure this put on the industry. The well-liked Musiq Soul Kid playlist was dubbed Pain Unplugged. Harmony is a means of repairing negative emotions. Both the NAACP and BET issued statements praising the occasion for stretching the limits of pageants, of Black music's emotional storytelling, but not everybody was having a good time. The performance was deemed off-brand and emotionally unstable in the internal memo from the Musiq's previous label that was leaked, when the internet felt it had processed every emotion from the performance. Just when the fans, artists, and even the critics had finally caught their breath, everything shifted again. A fresh video that was allegedly leaked from backstage featured Musiq's Soulchild is slumped in a folding chair, hands shaking, hoodie pulled down. His body language wasn't the only thing that chilled people online. I didn't even plan to perform that song tonight, he added in a voice that was almost audible above a whisper. I was expected to sing. Anything safe? He stated, I didn't even plan to perform that song, even though he was a human and not your brand. The camera panned slightly to reveal 2 men in suits, both silent and with their arms crossed, saying, they told me not to talk. The song then states, but I'm not doing this for them anymore, as it stares up into the lens. I did it for my younger self, the one who cried alone in the studio and referred to it as practice. Fans flocked to Twitter as the internet went down once more, asking, wait, who advised him not to execute? He became erratic. The event did not include this. There's a cover-up here. A phony insider blog said that he was cautioned not to sing Kendrick because they were worried it would revive old wounds, and that pressure and emotional sabotage started to swirl. However, in 2015, the song unexpectedly went viral on Twitter, and fans began dissecting every song and interview from that year, according to a remark from an old radio program on Musiq in 2015. I wanted to release a song, but they warned it would destroy the brand because it was too honest and real. The master is still on one of my hard drives. With fans requesting the unreleased song, petitions being submitted to labels, and TikTok creators begging the musician to leak it himself, a fresh hunt was suddenly underway. This is where things get truly crazy though. According to the tweet, this was a transfer of pain, not just a cover. Then nothing. Not denying, nothing but quiet. Until 2015, when Musiq shared a photo of a single cassette tape with a black marker label on Instagram. Do it, the caption read. The time has come. We're prepared. Again, break the stillness. Oh, I see. The entire world is waiting. Will the lost track be leaked by Soulchild? Will the business try to stop him once more? Is this the end of the world or the start of a new era? Because sometimes all it takes is one prohibited verse to alter the sound of a whole generation he created. One man, one cover, and now a revolution could be imminent. And music he's not finished singing yet, experiencing a feeling when performing. You're not alone if it made you feel visible, prevented you from scrolling, or caused you to cry for inexplicable reasons. Music is not as important as this moment. It's about speaking the truth having guts, and severing all the bonds that kept artists silent. Here is what we require of you. Go. A comment at this moment. Should the 2015 tape be made available via every comment is being read by us. We are interested in your thoughts, feelings, and anecdotes. Tag a friend who ought to hear that cover, particularly the one who continues to think that music has the power to cure. Click like if this performance touched you. You will miss what comes next if you haven't subscribed yet, because reports have it that Musiq is about to be released in addition to the cassette. More suffering, more. This is only the preface. There is more pushback. The next note he sings could end the lingering silence, so pay attention. Keep your eyes open. Avoid scrolling past this. Remember that cassette? Subscribe and leave a remark in anything you do. This voice will transform everything.